Hey everybody, welcome back here once again. A few days ago, Todd McFarlane, that's the man who created Spawn, he makes a lot of toys and he has his own company, he's been doing it for over 10 years, very successful at it. He came into for some heavy criticism online. They tried to cancel him and all of this drama because he stated quite truthfully that boys prefer to play with action figures rather than buy toys of girls. But basically, then boys will prefer to buy Batman toys rather than Batgirl toys. He says that depending on his sales or one than the other, that is how it looks. Well, as usual, Twitter and all of these things went crazy when they look for any opportunity and they want to carry on and all of this and the other. But Todd McFarlane could really care less about them and their nonsense because it's not really bothering him at all. The man is not lying, he's speaking the truth. He's speaking the truth. When you look, for instance, at, I shouldn't even say toys, I would say collectibles. The female collectibles that get bought are mostly by collectors. You have people will buy things like Storm, Jubilee, Catwoman. They will buy these things, but most of the times now they're more interested in buying figurines of like anime characters and anime and manga girls, and then they will buy that because, let's face it, anime and manga is dominating right now. Comics barely struggling to even stay relevant. But Todd McFarlane, this is an article from Bounding Into Comics, reveals corporations are systematically removing firearms from action figures, reveals his creative workaround to the agenda. What does this mean? Well, here we have Peacemaker, and Peacemaker is holding a sword. That's right, a sword. Peacemaker has in Suicide Squad, in his TV show, he has guns. That's what he uses. He uses guns. But now we have him with a sword. Because they don't want anybody to have, and that's pretty shocking. Let's see, okay, here we have Grifter from DC. Yeah, mask kind of looks like Deadpool, but Grifter with a sword. And Grifter, I have always known Grifter to have guns. Next, Hush with knives. Hush used to shoot people, plenty. And they have 12 plus and things, so you're just removing it from it. We have Joker with a crowbar and a camera. Okay, well, this had to be Joker from The Killing Joke. And he shot Barbara Gordon and paralyzed her. Now when you look at this is what I'm saying here, this little stand. This is more to say, and I said before, these are more collectibles for adults who will more collect these things than children. But you systematically want to remove these things from all of this stuff. And here we have Punisher again. Punisher working for the Hand now. They removed his guns, give him swords, and give him that god-awful logo that I still don't like at all. But here's what Todd McFarlane had to say. He was in an interview. This was the same interview he did where he got into trouble for stating that, boys prefer to play with action figures like Batman instead of Batgirl. So he get into trouble. But here's what it is. Now he was asked, one thing that a lot of people have been talking about recently is the banning of plastic guns coming with the action figures. The fellow was interviewing him, then shows off his Thomas Wayne figure before continuing his thought. I feel like for the character it's important It's a key part of the character. I didn't even know it had a Thomas Wayne Batman action figure. Okay. I wanted to get a little insight from your perspective on, are there no guns to be allowed anymore? He continues, I remember being disappointed that the Peacemaker figure that you made did not come with a gun. Yep, there it is, no gun. I was like, that's a part of the character. When it's a part of the character in the story, I feel a little bit of frustration right there, and I'm kind of curious to know your perspective on that. So, Todd McFarlane answered, we've done hundreds of licenses over the years, and the people who own the brands and the IP, the intellectual properties, they are the boss, and they basically dictate to us, not the other way around. So if we say, hey, we want to make this character, and they said, nope, we don't ever want that character made, you never get to make them. It's just that simple, he asserted. He continued, so sometimes things come from higher up that are just given to us, and we have to abide. And I long ago stopped worrying about whether I agreed with them, because when you are dealing with big billion-dollar companies and they make their decisions, they assume they're doing it for the betterment of those brands and their company and their strength and all the above. Have they made a decision about guns and action figures? Are we abiding by it? Did they ask my opinion? Nope. Would I have done it otherwise? Of course. What are you talking about, right? He declared. You see, this is an important part here. Dealing with big billion-dollar companies, and they make their decisions, they assume they're doing it for the betterment of those brands. And this is something that happens not just with toys, but also comics on the whole. You have a lot of these people who could only pretty much be described as blue-haired weirdos, if you want to really call it that, some blue-haired weirdos, who graduate with these so-called degrees or one than the other. And they consider themselves expert in these fields. And they tell these companies, listen, this is what you should do. And they just do it, making these decisions without even thinking anything else about it. Peacemaker, for instance, is gone. That's a part of the character, and when you remove that, you're taking it away from him. So they have a second season for Peacemaker coming out. So what are we going to see him suddenly with a sword now? And I mean, you're taking away the aspect of the character. You're taking away the very nature of the character. I mean, Thomas Wayne Batman uses guns. If you decide to take that away from him, then you have a Batman who's going to what? I don't know, use a water gun? They do these things without thinking about it, and you know, Todd McFarlane is right. He's long since stopped caring about what they do. He just does it and he makes his money, and that's it. Well, they have Gunslinger Spawn here, but Todd McFarlane owns that, so he could do whatever the hell he wants. But come on, it's a slow decline, people. It shows what they're trying to do. They want to remove firearms from action figures. Pretty soon they want to remove this from that. I mean, people grew up, my generation grew up playing with toys, with guns and cutting, and nobody decided to go and pick up a gun and shoot people. Sure, some probably did, but that was outside influences that did that. Not from toys. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about this removing firearms from action figures. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. Be sure to share the video out there. It really helps to get the algorithm moving along, and I shall see you all in the next video. Take care.